want to start today by asking you all a question. Is it possible, without using toothpaste, you could have a smile as good as this? Or the one seen right there. But you can't see my teeth. But yeah, is it possible? You wouldn't think so. My next question is, have you ever felt useless or incompetent? Yeah, I know we just met and that's a really personal question. I don't expect any of you to answer it. But I'm willing to bet that the answer to my first question, you're all thinking in your heads, is no, that's not possible. You can't have that great of a smile without using toothpaste. And for the second question, you're probably saying, yes, I think everybody here has felt that way. I felt that way. You felt that way. We've all felt that way. It's all right. Now, I'm willing to pose a reason to you right now of why that is. Why we felt that way. Are you ready? It's because you don't do it yourself. You get other people to do it for you. You accept convenience over the responsibility of doing the task yourself. Now, today I want to talk to you about the importance of doing it yourself and how doing it yourself can lead to long-lasting changes in your life and the lives of others. Now, 2 years ago, I'm a student here at York and I wanted to join a club. Now, I wasn't a communist, so the communist club wouldn't accept me. Nor was I a big fan of Harry Potter, so the Harry Potter Appreciation Society wouldn't have me either. So I was at quite a loss. Didn't know what I was doing with my life. I was walking one day, and there were clubs tabling, and I saw one table with a sign, a big sign that said, "What's in your toothpaste?" And I found that intriguing. Thought, what's in your toothpaste? Hell, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know why anyone would even ask such a question. What's in my toothpaste? I don't know. So that intrigue led me to make it natural. That's how I joined the club. I just signed up. I said, God, I got to find out. Like, I just want to know. I just want to know. So I met Renee, the man who started this club. When I first met Renee, it wasn't the beautiful, luscious, long brown hair that attracted me to him, nor was it the beautiful brown beard, but it was the big white smile that he had on his face. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. It was that big white smile that made me say, how the hell could anyone have a smile like that and not use any toothpaste? Just doesn't seem possible. Just doesn't make sense. Now, Renee and I got to talking, and we talked, and I realized that he wasn't just an armchair activist. He's not just a guy who sits around and talks. Renee's a guy who takes action. Renee's a guy who does it himself. And what do I mean by that? Renee told me a little of his story. He was once a student here at York. He was studying anthropology. And he found that he wasn't learning what he really wanted to learn. He wasn't getting the experience that he wanted to get. So Renee set out and he went to India. And there he lived in a place called Orville. And what that is an eco-village. So a place called Orville, which is an eco-village, which is something that you may have no idea what that is. So I'll explain what that is. Orville, the eco-village, is a place where people do everything themselves. People learn to make their own shelters. People learn to make their own beds. People learn to make their own toilets. People learn to do it all. They have absolutely no help. They're autonomous individuals, and they share those skills with the rest of their community. Now, when Renee came back to Toronto, he knew that he had to share some of those skills with his community. And specifically, he wanted to do that in the realm of personal care. And thus, Make It Natural was born. So Renee spent a great deal of time researching and coming up with recipes and finding other people who do the same sort of thing, where people make their own things, like soap, making their own toothpaste, all sorts of things like that. And spread that kind of environment around, or spread that kind of approach around to other people. Now, why would anyone want to do that? Well, I'm going to ask you to think for a second. Think back on a time when you're going out with that special someone. You're at home, and you're taking the shower, and you're getting shaved, you're getting ready to go out, you're waxing your armpits, and you're about to walk through that door. You just put on your nice suit or jeans or whatever, and you feel like $1,000,000. You just feel like $1,000,000. There's no other way to describe it. But that kind of feeling, it's really special. Like girls, ladies, you're going on that date, you go to the salon, you get your hair done, you get your nails done, you get your toenails done, you get your eyebrows done. Hell, I've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. You're walking around like this. Got that face going on. You're owning it, right? Now that's the feeling. That's the feeling I want you to keep in mind, because it's that kind of personal care that we're trying to advocate. That kind of care when you really put that time in towards making your own kind of recipes. I know it for myself. When I started to do this, when I started to put that kind of care into what I'm putting into my body, it really made a difference in how I saw things. It really made a difference in how I lived my life. Because guys, the time has come when we can't be complacent anymore, and we can't just passively accept the ingredients list with things that we can't pronounce. Like if I just handed you something right now, I said, here's some sodium lauryl sulfate. Would you eat it? Tell me, would anyone here eat that? Raise your hand, seriously, I'll go find some and I'll give it to you. No, you wouldn't. But you're doing it every day because you're brushing your teeth with toothpaste, and that stuff is in your toothpaste. And God only knows what it's doing when you ingest it, but you're eating that shit every single day. So, what I'm trying to say here is that it makes a really big difference when you start to care about those very little details and those little things. When you put that care, when you really want to feel like $1,000,000 and you really put that care into your body, then you can show that same kind of care for other people. You can show that same kind of care for the environment. So when you really care about your skin, and you care about your face, and you care about your toes, whatever it is, you put that time in, you put that work into making sure that every part of your body is being cared for, and you're showing yourself that kind of love and that kind of nourishment, then we could actually make an impact on the world. Thank you.